Well, I'm Tim Norris. I farm in Gambier, Ohio. It's mainly grain, corn, soybeans, wheat, and sunflowers. We have about 800 acres that are our own crops, and then we do about 900 acres of custom work for neighbors that are in the area. My wife Heidi and I had our first son Eli in 1990 and our second son Alec in 1993. Eli currently works the grounds crew at Kenyon, and my son Alec is in the Army in Fairbanks, Alaska. So I'm the second generation on the farm. It was actually my aunt's farm. She purchased it in 1943. And I grew up just across the river, about a half a mile from here on my father's farm. So my brother is there now, and he's the third generation on that farm. After high school, I worked with my brother and father on the family farm for about a year. Well, shortly after that, my aunt passed away. And so I bought my brother's half of this farm out and started a grain farm on my own. Things went really well for the first several years. I grew it to about 800, 900 acres of my own crops. But then we had a drought in 1988. We had two extremely wet years in 89 and 90, and then another drought in 91. And 4 bad years was kind of hard to weather. And so I had to make the decision, do I risk our family farm and the chance of losing that and farming one more year, or do I sell out and pay off all my bills and go get a job in town? So that's what I did. I sold out. We had an auction, got rid of all the farm equipment, paid all the bills, got a job in town at the local grain elevator, Malvern and Farmers Exchange. So left my job at the co-op and came back here to the farm in 2003 and started at the Ag Infotech company. So after I sold all the farm equipment, I think we didn't farm or do anything for about 5 years. And then I started buying just a couple tractors and an old corn planter. We had a 4-row AC corn planter that we bought, and an old gleaner combine, and we just started farming 48 acres, and then we grew that to where we are today, the 800 acres of our own. We've got 100 acres of wheat, 350 acres of soybeans that we'll plant next year, and about 320 acres of corn next year. So we're predominantly no-till. All the corn, all the corn, all the soybeans will be no-till next year. Last summer was the first year we planted wheat again. Hadn't had wheat for quite a while, but we mixed 40 acres, put 40 acres into the equation, and then we came back with a 8-way cover crop mix. So we had rye, we had some oats in it, and then we had a couple different kinds of clover. We had some hairy vetch in there, some peas for overwintering, for winter peas for nitrogen, and then we had some sunflowers in there as well. And the goal was to harvest the sunflowers, get enough sunflowers off to pay for the cover crop, but we sowed it all together with a grain drill and really didn't get a great stand of the sunflowers. So next year, I think what we're going to do, we have 100 acres of wheat. We're going to go ahead and plant the sunflowers first with the corn planter, and then come back with the grain drill and plant on top of it. And so hopefully we can get enough sunflowers to help offset or pay for that cover crop. We're lucky enough to be along the Kokosing Scenic River. It's a scenic river for Ohio. And we've got setbacks of 120 feet from the riverbank on all our fields.
I met Tim a little over 30 years ago when I kind of began my career here with OSU Extension. Tim is a very strong advocate for precision agriculture. He's always been willing to share his expertise. He's, I guess, first of all, Tim's just an outstanding person, just a really good guy, and he wants to help other people. Tim is known, I guess, really not only in Ohio, but throughout the Midwest. He's just a very, very strong advocate for agriculture, someone I've enjoyed working with over the years. And I guess I'd like to congratulate Tim on this award. It's certainly well deserved.
After thinking about it a while and realizing that somebody nominated me and thought enough of our operation to nominate us for that, and then finding out that it's really an award that's more than just farming. It's an award that kind of celebrates your farming activity, but also the other activities that you have in your life. So what you've done for the community and what you've done, for your family life, that just makes it more special to me. I learned a lot of things to do from my parents, and I learned one thing not to do from my dad, and that was not to make the farm the only thing in your life. I feel that there needs to be a really good balance between your work, your play, and then giving to others. So I think if you have any one of those out of balance, there's not harmony in your life. But if you wait for perfect weather, I think it says farmers who wait for perfect weather never plant, and if they watch every cloud, they never harvest. That's Ecclesiastes 11:4. And I feel like you can't wait for things to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to have a time that's, if you wait for a perfect time, you've waited your whole life and you've done nothing. Just do it.